Week of spring break between we had a couple more basketball games lined up for you. First and foremost, it's the RGV Best of the Best Showcase presented by South Padre Island. Kevin Aro alongside our special guest, Coach Clarice Arredondo of the McAllen Memorial Lady Mustangs. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, so hey, like I just mentioned, we have a couple more basketball games on the schedule. As a coach, I'm sure that excites you.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, I was at home watching basketball before I came here, and last night I was watching basketball. Some good games on.
March Madness, right? I know
that's right. Absolutely.
That's full swing. We got a couple. The girls are about to take the court right now for the 3 o'clock game. The boys are going to be playing at 5, so we have a doubleheader. Marco Hinojosa is going to be joining us later in the broadcast for the 5 o'clock game. So, Coach, this is a showcase brought to you by South Padre Island, and we're looking at kids from freshmen to senior class. A mixture of both East and the West. What are you looking for, starting with the West side?
The West side, that's the blue team, correct?
That's the red right here.
The red.
Right.
I'm over here.
Yeah, that's your side.
I'm like
McAllen, the Edinburghs.
There's a lot of great girls out there. I know a lot of girls weren't able to make it out. Such short notice at spring break. But on the red side, we have a couple girls from PSJ, the Southwest PSJ. We have one of my favorite, Deja Tijarina from Edinburgh. So there's a lot of good girls out there. Yvette Valladares from Donna. Who else do we got here? I haven't seen Mia Alvarado San Isidro. Have you seen her play?
Mia, yes, I got to see Mia not only in basketball but in volleyball. She was a district MVP as well over in the small schools from San Isidro. She's one of those girls who you can just plug in and play if she needed to do softball, track. She's that multi-sport athlete.
Nice. And then, of course, we have Audrey Hornaday out of Pioneer. They had a great season. And Julie Ponce out of Valley View. You might not really know who she is, but she's a phenomenal guard.
That's the west side there. In a little bit, we're going to talk about the blue team. That's the east side of the valley. On the other side of the brick, we're getting set for the national anthem coming up next on Real Sports Live.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live. We're getting set for opening tip-off between the East versus the West. Kevin Aro, Clarice Arredondo to my left. We're going to talk a little bit now about the Red Squad, and that's the team from the Blue Squad, and that's from over on the East side. We're having the player introductions right now. So, Coach, talking a little bit about the Blue Squad, what stands out for you there?
Well, I mean, you have quite a few Harlingen girls here. Let's see. Where do I start off? Avery Hinojosa, phenomenal basketball player. You got a biggie from Westaco, Morgan Perales. She's really tough inside. I got to see Damaris Rodriguez from Lifer. We played them this year, so she's a really, really good player. Who else do you like there?
What sticks out for me is, Biturena for Brownsville Veterans Memorial. They quietly had a big year for Coach Torres out there at BVM. Biturena is one of the tougher girls inside in the paint that we're going to see here. Sahadi Jones as well. She had a very quiet big season if that makes sense for Los Fresnos over there. That was a 10-point game. Most folks don't know that. It was a 10-point game going into the fourth quarter when they took on Edinburgh High in the bi-district round. So Hadi Jones, only a junior, coming back for next year. And then obviously you look at Jasmine Rodriguez from San Perlita. She had a breakout year. She was their best defender for Coach Marco Munguia, who's actually here in attendance. Kate Esquivel, another big name, who was also a junior from Brownsville Veterans. Those 1-2 punch right there. Juju Alvarez is another point guard. Unfortunately, she's not on the list, but she was a part of that big three for Brownsville Veterans. And then, as they're announcing, Natalie Martinez, she's another name for the Blue Squad. She was over at Rio Hondo. Her and Eliza Reina, that's a strong 1-2 punch there. Natalie's a senior. Reina's only a sophomore, and she's started to make some big names. Eliza Rodriguez, right? Excuse me, not Reyes. Rodriguez.
Okay, right.
Yeah, Eliza Rodriguez. Excuse me. She's comes from a good gene pool. Her brother Elijah is also on the football team and a multi-sport athlete. So the Rodriguez kids, they know how to play their sport. So those are a couple of names that stick out to me on the blue side, at least.
I didn't get to see, obviously I played Harlingen this year, but I didn't get to see like the Rio Hondos. I didn't get to see Brownsville Vets, but I know they were dominant in their district. So it'll be exciting to get to watch these girls. I know more girls in the red team than I do the blue team.
So now we're going to get an introduction for the red side, and that is the east side.
Number 1, from DSJA Southwest High School, Leila Estrada.
So, Coach, one thing that when I was driving over here, I stopped and kind of thought for a minute. We went on a mini vacation yesterday. You were on a vacation. At this time last year, we were heading towards a whole load of uncertainty. We didn't know which direction we were going as a country, as a state. A year later, we didn't think we'd be doing this, but a year later we are. We're playing in a showcase game. We had a season. We had a complete season. So what does that mean to you as a coach, being able to sit here a year later, where we were then, where we are now, being able to see this happen?
Yeah, well, this is exciting compared to a year later. We were at home really bored and eating like crazy. No sports, we were just trying to keep ourselves occupied. And then as, a year ago, we were trying to figure out, are we going to have a season? I would get texts and calls from my kids all the time, and, being in a basketball house and not being able to play summer ball and all that for our son, it was just, it was scary. And then as things have progressed and our season was very stressful, having to deal with the COVID and following all the guidelines to stay safe, we were just blessed to be able to play basketball. And to be here today is great for these kids, because I know last year's kids didn't have a showcase. And if there are any seniors that are actually playing in this showcase right now, it's an opportunity that they need to embark on and embrace and enjoy this moment.
Absolutely, and see, for some of these girls, some of them are seniors. Yeah. So this, if they do get selected for the All-Star game, but for the coaches later, they could still have one more game. But for the players, when I came out to the practice on Thursday, you felt like this sense of not pride, but the kids were thankful. The kids were thankful that they were able to come out here and they were able to partake in a showcase game. And that's one thing that Coach Sammy Lucio mentioned to the girls, is that, hey, a year ago we didn't even know if we were going to be playing, but a year later, here we are. And the girls kind of they took that to heart, and you could see that throughout the practice, and that they were really just enjoying the time that they had. And then here we are. We're just moments away from the opening tip-off. Both sides have been introduced. Coach Moreno, Coach Lucio, the coaches from both sides, respectively.
I think they're going to give a plaque of appreciation to the coaches for volunteering their time and coming out to practice with these kids and coaching this event.
So Coach Moreno and Coach Lucio, the two coaches here that'll be directing the ship, and they're going to also be coaching the boys game as well. So there are the four coaches. Coach Lucio on the left, Coach Moreno to the right. And these officials quite well, don't you?
Yes, Mario Reina actually officiated when I was in high school. I was good friends with his son, who passed away a couple years back. And obviously Nelson and Sergio, great officials.
All right, so we're just moments away from the opening tip-off. Kevin Aro, Clarice Arredondo to my left. These are some pretty snappy uniforms, too. They got a lot of color, don't they?
They were nice for being last minute, putting them together.
Right.
They did a good job.
Yeah, they even got the last names up on the back as well. So, again, we're coming to you live from the South Padre Island Convention Center on a Sunday afternoon. A couple of times this week, I got my days mixed up. I was thinking today was
March 21st?
Yeah, it's March 21st. But so many times throughout this week, I thought today was Friday, and it was actually Saturday, or I thought today was Wednesday.
Here we go,
Friday.
Jones and Coleman.
All right, opening tip-off, and away we go from South Padre Island.
Don't go back.
Tip-off won by the red. Driving is Anea Coleman, straight to the hole. Rebounded by Esquivel, pushed up by Rodriguez. Rodriguez pushing it, swings it out to Avery Hinojosa. Hinojosa guarded by Tejerina. Nice.
Take.
Gets the layup to go. Avery Hinojosa, first bucket of the afternoon. Back comes the red. Swing pass. Jumper is Coleman. Shot no good. Rebounded by Esquivel. Back over to Rodriguez from Real Hondo, a sophomore. Being guarded by Molina, who's a senior. Kicks it out to Rosa Zapata. Another sophomore for the Lady Cardinals. Zapata driving. Gets it out to Reina. Out to Avery. Avery pass inside. Hits it to Zapata. Zapata backing down, kicks it out. Out to Rodriguez. Rodriguez swings it out to Zapata. Thought about the three.
Look inside.
Pass inside to Esquivel.
Nice.
You saw that play develop.
Yeah, you know these kids too well. You know all their last names, and I'm just like enjoying the game, okay?
That's Tejerina with the ball, and coach, if you saw the ball game against Harlingen in the third round, you saw that Deisha Tejerina was playing like a woman possessed.
She wanted to win. She took over that game.
She really did.
Turnover.
She really did take over that ball game, and it's just unfortunate that that game wound up a loss for Edinburgh. But that was one of the crazier, gutsiest performances I've seen in my time. She had that MJ factor to her, really. I mean, I know it's a huge comparison, but she brought that A game, and she wrapped up her career, which was a brilliant career for Edinburgh High.
Take. That was Ponce. Ponce out of Valley View. I told you about that kid.
Zapata with the ball. Out to Rodriguez.
Oh.
Had that one nearly taken away. Hinojosa with a nice move. Steps
For
back.
three. And
Bang!
it's good.
Hinojosa buries the three. So correction on the score. It's 7-2.
How do you do all this? Score. I know that the master Joe Bowling does the stats too.
Yeah, no, Joe can do the stats and then everything else in between. He'll paint the back porch while he's at it too. How he does it, I don't know. It's a lot of experience right there.
Yes.
Zapata. 7-2 East with the lead.
A little pick and roll here. Here we go. Come on.
Hinojosa with another three. Airballed
Good
it.
rebound.
Picked up by Zapata. Zapata trying to make a move, weaving
Good
her way.
take. Big travel.
Tejerina pushing it up, kicks it out. Andrea Molina with the ball. She reached the 1,000-point mark in her career this year for Coach Ladi Zarte and the Lady Sabercats. There's actually a couple 1,000-point players in this ball game. Molina driving down the
Good
baseline.
take.
Gets it to go. Zapata pushing it across midcourt. 7-4. East with a lead. Gets it out to Rodriguez. Rodriguez kicks it out to Sahadi Jones, driving with the left hand. Ball picked away. Picked up by Zapata. Loose ball.
travel. Kind of like the hustle, though.
7-4 ball game. Substitutions. Cali Cervantes, Natalie Martinez, Perales from Weslaco, Demarius Bermudez, all coming in the game. Along with, check that, so there's 2 numbers like you had mentioned.
Perales. Look inside.
Cervantes trying to work around a screen, pass inside to Perales, big versus
Hustled her
big.
way in there.
How much rust is there going to be this afternoon?
Well, you know, about a month. About a month.
About a month.
But a lot of these kids play travel basketball, and some of them are training on their own, so they're not too rusty.
Right. That's Natalie Martinez checking in the game, driving. Layup no good, rebounded by Anea Coleman. Pushing it back up on the other end is the West. Once it kicks it out, deep three-pointer from
It's a
Tejarina.
little too short.
Shot well short. So. Here comes Martinez. Bermudez in the game, some couple small schools with Jasmine Rodriguez in Class 1A with San Perlita, Natalie Martinez in the 4A with Rio Hondo, Demarius Bermudez in Class 3A with Lyford. Perales, the only big school in there in 6A.
Nice.
Along with Cali Cervantes, so a couple of 6A.
That was Martinez, right, who just scored?
Yes.
Natalie Martinez.
Coleman with the ball. She can shoot the 3. Keep an eye on her. Driving,
Athletic.
strong move.
Good rebound.
Martinez, she's going to have her signing day coming up, I think in about a week there in Rio Hondo.
Where's she headed to?
I'm going to have to double check on that. I know she was getting me the details. We were planning on covering her signing. Driving, layup no good. Loose ball picked up by Perales. Back comes Cali Cervantes. Cervantes taking on a double team. Swings it out. Loose ball picked up by Martinez. Martinez spots up a 3, well off the mark.
Subs coming in.
Yeah. Estrada coming in the game. Kayla Hernandez.
The other one is Estrada, too.
Right. So substitutions coming in the ball game. So Kayla Hernandez, the
PSJ.
second player from PSJ to eclipse the 1,000-point mark. Her and Andrea Molina, 2 players that have eclipsed that mark this year. Cervantes, deep shot, counted. Cali drills the 3, the 12-4 lead. Estrada driving. High off the glass, no good. Rebounded by the East. Here comes Bermudez. Swings it out to Cervantes. Thought about the 3 again. Driving to the lane. Strong move from the senior Cali Cervantes.
Here comes Kayla.
Cervantes picks up the loose ball. Stolen away, bucket good. (14-6) the score. Trevino now pushing it on the other end for the red.
Good steal.
That's Maddie Trevino. Now comes Martinez. Wiggling her way through some traffic, crossing midcourt. Martinez stops, kicks it out to Cervantes. Cali trying to find somewhere to go with
Morgan
it. Passes
posting
it
up.
just off the mark from Perales. She had an extremely good year for Weslaco. She's coming back too. She was a junior this year?
She's a sophomore.
She's a sophomore. Get a load of that. 32-6A, you're going to be on alert. The bigs in 32-6A are going to be pretty good. Martinez, pass inside again to Morgan
There you
Perales.
go.
Got that one to go. 16-8. About halfway through the first period. Estrada passes it inside.
Maritza.
Loose ball picked up by Kayla Hernandez. We're going to get some more subs. Kayla Hernandez, her and PSJ, they had quite the year over in 31-6A.
Made that district exciting.
It really did, you know, 31, 32. And I keep slipping my mind, Coach, that you're in 5A now. And when I'm like, where's 36A? We've become so used to it.
Yeah.
But, you know, those two districts where they win at it with each other throughout the year. And then, of course, come playoff time, it made for an excellent bi-district round. You know, and for all intents and purposes, when PSJ played Weslaco, a lot of people circled that one and said, hey, keep an eye on this one. PSJ could be a sleeper in the postseason. Loose ball.
A lot of loose ball action going on.
Yeah, and it's good they're letting them play through this. You know, it is a showcase. Back comes the blue, that's Piturena. Gets it out to Avery Hinojosa, spots up a 3 off the side of the rim. A loose ball finally trickles out of bounds. 16-8 correction on the score there. Here comes Hernandez. Ball picked away. That's Piturena, gets it over to Hinojosa. Driving down the baseline. Picked up by the red. That's Estrada coming back over from right to left.
For 3.
Hernandez, shot no good. Rebound, second shot no good.
Again. And Maritza Welton, did you get to see her play?
We got to see them in the playoff game against Santa Gertrudis in the first round, and you know, Idea Donna, you know, they had a great year. I believe it was their second year competing in UIL. They're very young to UIL. And they won their first ever playoff game in UIL this year. They went to the area round. Tons of sophomores and juniors. Coach Andrew Sierra.
Hi, Kayla. She's trying to hold herself back there.
What was that?
She was like, no, 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 no.
It's in a showcase setting, you can get away with those little things.
See, she was just shaking off the rust there a little.
That's what we'll give her. Avery Hinojosa trying to save that one. So Mario Reina, one of the OGs when it comes to officiating and just RGV athletics in general.
Yes.
He's been around a lot of big games. Estrada with a right hand. Ball picked away by Sydney Portillo. It's going to be an open layup for Hinojosa. She gets it to go. Avery Hinojosa from Harlingen, a junior this year. Sydney, a senior. Deep three-pointer off the front of the rim. Piturena trying to pick up the loose ball and does. 2.5 to go.
That's a good look. Ooh, nice. Here goes Kayla. Hernandez. Oh, is she?
Behind the back move from Hinojosa. Kicks it out. Shot off the mark. Second chance points. Count it.
Sarai Jones out of Los Fresnos.
That ball's
out of there.
swatted away. Welcome to the show, Julie Bryant. Bryant checks into the game. Pass inside to Hernandez.
Just got to get warmed up a little.
Just a little bit, yeah. It's kind of like the Pro Bowl. They're kind of just finding their groove. Bryant shot just off the mark.
Estrada. Not afraid to take it up against those big kids. Ooh, look at that.
Estrada feisty with
rebound.
She got her own rebound there.
Passes to her cousin for 3. Nope, a little short.
Now here comes Portillo. Driving is Hinojosa.
Nice.
Almost got that one to go. Board by Kayla Hernandez. Slowly pushing it up is the Lady Bear. Bounce pass over to Hinojosa. Yeah, layup no good. (21-10) East with the lead. Pass inside.
Powered up.
Albiturena passes it up, picked off by Estrada. Estrada driving, moves to the right, off the glass, no good. Second chance bucket, count it.
I always tell my girls, you're just trying to pump up your stats. Throw it up, get a rebound, put it back up.
There you go. There's Hinojosa. Final seconds of the first period. Drives to the lane, no good.
Grab it.
Bryant airballed it. Takes us to the second quarter here from South Padre Island. The East leads the West 21-12. You're watching Real Sports Live.
But we have many soldiers, from the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history. There are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
A Piece of Cake by Ibadas in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibadas, try a Texas size.
And away we go for the start of the second quarter. 4 12-minute quarters. Kate Esquivel.
Little double team there. The Vela girls getting after it there. Vela and Edinburgh.
Stejarina and Molina. Those two went at it a couple of times this year.
Oh, deep 3, and it's good. That's Ponce, right?
Ponce with a 3-ball. Here comes Rosa Zapata. Gets it up to Hinojosa. Behind the back move, and Zapata, guarded by Ponce. Kicks it out to Rodriguez. Jumper, airballed it. Picked up by Hinojosa. Hinojosa, a little behind the back move. Driving, kicks it out, shot on the way.
Get it.
Ball stolen away. 6-point East lead.
These are some long quarters, so I think it's gonna come down to who has the most legs at the end, Kevin.
Yeah, we were just told there were 12-minute quarters. Do you know a reason behind that, or?
I think because there's 15 and 14 kids on a roster, just to give the kids an opportunity to play, as opposed to like normal All-Star game, which is like, I guess 15-minute running clock halves. You don't get to play as much.
And it's not an All-Star game; it's a showcase. So, I think to your point there, they're going to give everybody the minutes and an opportunity.
Yeah.
That ball is stolen away by Hinojosa. Passed it up to Rodriguez. Nice 1-2 punch there.
Daisha.
Tejarina. We're going to miss watching her play.
Yep.
Shout out to Coach JD Salinas. He's tuning in. I know it's going to be harder for him. He was our coach for these last couple years.
If we're lucky, we come across great kids like that every now and then.
Right. You know,
I've had a couple. They give you 4 great years, and every year, the opposing coach is like, she's still in school?
That's how I feel with some of these kids
yeah.
that are they're seniors. Like you're a junior this year, or you're a senior, or you finally graduated. You're finally a senior this year.
Yeah. Seems like I've seen you forever.
Yeah. We'll talk about your Lady Mustangs in a little bit and the things you guys did.
Once for 3 again.
She's starting to heat up. All of a sudden, it's a 3-point game. Now Zapata. Guarded closely by Ponce. Zapata driving, steps back. Molina and Zapata know each other somewhat. Edinburgh Vela played Harlingen in the bi-district round. Hinojosa trying to work around a screen from Esquivel. Kicks it out to Rodriguez, 3-pointer. And goes out of bounds. Ponce pushing it back up. Kick out to Tejarina, spots up another 3.
Tie ball game.
Daisha Tejarina ties it up. She shot really well in the practice the other day. And there was some friendly jawing between her and Rosa and Avery. They were kind of just taking some jabs at each other.
It's a different feel when you're shooting at portable baskets.
Yeah, how different is it, really?
I mean, these kids are used to the rims being right there and then like bleachers and walls. You got nothing in the background here. So it's just a depth perception that's a little different. You just gotta get used to it, but once you do, you're fine.
West takes the 25-23 lead. All of a sudden, the girls in red lead by 2 on the other side of the break. You're watching Real Sports Live.
Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is a piece of cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Hi, I'm Rolly Rodriguez and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation for building some of the finest agents in the industry. I help to manage that process from day one. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service,
Back we go. Natalie Martinez with the ball. All of a sudden, the East trailed by 2, but Perales quickly ties it up. Tejarina's been heating up here. Molina's gonna spot up a deep 3. Clanks off the rim, no good. Rebounded by the red. Molina.
Second opportunity. It's because there's 3 lines there, and they just, let me just go with the furthest one.
That was one thing we saw in the game with Edinburgh and Harlingen, was that they kept seeing those multiple lines, and it's like you don't have to shoot from the farthest one. Bermudez pass inside to Perales. Picks up the loose ball. Swings it out to Cervantes.
It's a perfect time to seal right there.
Cervantes driving. Finds somewhere to go with it to Bermudez. Back out to Perales. He's going to drive.
Take it. Sophomore. Only a sophomore.
Sophomore and a freshman right there, folks. Janaea Coleman and Perales, they're going to be duking it out for years to come. Cervantes with the ball. No, that's what's most exciting about that Edinburgh Harlingen game is that in Class 6A, Coleman, a freshman, Fagan, freshman, Maddie Martinez, freshman, Genesis Hall, junior.
Good things to come.
Yes, for both those programs, it's going to be very exciting. And I was telling folks that could potentially be Chapter 2, in which can be 2 or 3 more chapters in Class 6A between those two. Tejerina gets it out to Molina. Molina, 3 ball. Shot no good. There's Coleman with a rebound and 1.
Did you see how deep that 3 was, though?
It was quite deep. It's very deep. And the thing, she almost made it too.
I know.
That's the crazy thing. So you have Anaya Coleman, coach, and you've had some young freshman studs come in. And as a coach, how do you prepare these freshmen for not only big games but enduring the long season that is varsity ball?
Well, I've actually had 1, 2, 3, maybe 3. I've had several girls that I bring up as freshmen. I like to do that because, you know, you don't want to have a graduating senior class and then have to rebuild completely. So it kind of just, you know, year after year, we just reload. But as far as preparing them, you know, you just put them into big games and get them ready for playoffs. Like, I like to schedule tough teams, Harlingen, Westaco, Los Fresnos, all playoff contender teams in my preseason to get us ready for playoffs.
And this year, it was extra difficult because you had limited preseason games.
Yes, absolutely.
How difficult was that this year?
It was tough. I mean, not being able to play in tournaments, not being able to do. We had started doing like a fall league to prepare these kids to get used to running again with their teammates. Because I mean, like I said, a lot of them play, you know, travel ball, you know, with other teams. Some play with their team in the summer, and that's very helpful. And that's Perales again inside, beasting up. But you know, with the whole COVID situation, I felt like everybody was having a rough season this year. Because you weren't in the weight room. There's a lot of injuries this year.
Right.
You weren't in the weight room. You didn't get to do your off-season program, your normal routines and stuff. So, I mean, it was literally like 2 weeks, get ready to play scrimmage and games.
And we saw a lot of, in the early portions of the season, we saw I don't want to say sloppy play, but a lot of these teams were trying to find their legs, like you mentioned.
Yes.
And you saw a lot of things that coaches would have liked to have ironed out when you got to district. But because of the shortened season, you guys didn't get to work on those things.
No, absolutely not. And another thing that was a factor, I mean, in the beginning, masks weren't mandatory, and then they became mandatory. For my program, I made it mandatory before they even told us to do that. So playing with a mask, Estrada for 3, playing with a mask is very difficult for our kids. But, I mean, they learned to fight through it and get it done.
I saw majority of the schools, if not all of them, wearing masks when they were on the court, and then also, you know, on the bench as well.
It's mandatory. I mean, the schools that didn't have it mandatory, like we played Flower Bluff, they didn't have a mask on.
They did.
But in the bench, they had to have a mask on. Right. San Antonio teams as well. Like, you know, when I was watching, you know, the Harlingen Judson game, they weren't wearing a mask.
Cervantes for 2. That was one thing that I did notice throughout the postseason is that, you know, the Corpus schools, they did not wear them.
Again, Estrada for 3.
Estrada is heating up in a big way, and back and forth we go. And you're right, you're starting to see the legs kick in just a little bit. You're starting to see these girls heat up from the floor. It took a quarter, but they're good. Jasmine Rodriguez spots up a 3, no good. Rebounded by Cervantes, and 1.
She put that up from the floor. Another reason the 12 quarters is good, because like you said, time to heat up, time to get used to playing with girls that they're not usually used to playing with. Yeah, you have, like, the Harlingen girls have a couple of their girls in there with their 5, but it's different when you're playing with different kids that you're not used to playing with.
So Callie Cervantes, the hero in that 3rd round matchup against Edinburgh High. From a fan coach, I'm sure you watched that game and you chalked up just about every X's and O's you can think of. But just watching that game as a fan from your sofa, just what was that like? I mean, because we were still talking about that game, you know, a week and a half later. People were still buzzing about it.
I was actually watching that game from my phone. I had taken Kai to go watch a boys game, and so we were watching it from the phone, and I was picking up dinner, and I was like, we were excited. We were both watching it. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Edinburgh was coming back. Edinburgh was up, and then Harlingen was coming back, and then last second, you know, it was running through my mind. Well, what would I draw up? You know, and it was crazy. It was crazy. But that's the love of the game, though. You want exciting games like that. As a coach, I mean, I'd love to be in a game like that.
Gonzalez coming back in the game for the blue. You know, that game had about every twist and turn you could think of. And the end result, you know, was just, it was crazy.
Yeah. She was in the right place at the right time.
That was Cali Cervantes. And people forget, you know, that it was Deisha Tejerina who had scored the go-ahead bucket on the previous possession. And then it was great that it was at the Bird Ogden Arena.
She made it. No good. I mean, obviously I didn't get to go, but as far as fans-wise, how packed was it?
They sold 1,000 tickets, and they were a tick under 1,000. If not, they sold out because throughout the day, well, we were there all day, and they had said they were just shy of a sellout. And you know, it felt normal. You know, the crowd was into it. It was loud.
Well, you saw a lot of playoff games, and the crowds looked like a normal game in a lot of them.
It did, yes, and that was the kind of it was a relief to see that, because I also seen the flip side of it when Lyford hosted Santa Rosa in the volleyball playoffs this year in the first round with no fans.
Yeah.
It was just the girls, the officials, the coaches, and myself. And that's just, it was so deflating for these kids to be in a playoff game with no fans.
You know, some coaches actually like playing with no fans.
Really?
Yeah, so I have a couple of friends that said, I kind of like it with no fans.
I want to ask why, but
I don't. I think that the fans bring intensity, and the kids play for, like, you know, family and stuff like that.
Well, they feed off of it.
Yeah.
They feed off of it. And you have that sense of normalcy to it rather than playing in an empty gym. Now, I know some coaches are like, man, we can hear everything. We can hear everything when the gym's empty.
Yeah. Speaking of hearing everything, those Fresno's 9th grade campus, when I played there, man, that echo is bad. You can hear everything there.
Well, it's a dome.
Yep.
It's a legitimate dome over there in Los Fresnos. That's one, and then two, you just kiss your cell signal goodbye. Deep three-pointer from Zapata.
Reminded me when my first year in college, I played at Centenary in Louisiana, and it's a dome over there too. It was pretty cool.
Kayla Hernandez gets that bucket to go. Took more than a couple of layups in, but Hernandez finally gets it to go on her third shot.
I'm telling you, rebound, putback. Offensive foul. Not seeing a whole lot of fouls today.
No, and it's good. They're letting these kids play it out. Hey, all of a sudden, the West leads by 8.
So you were enjoying the conversation that you forgot about the game and what the score was, right?
Just a little bit. 20 seconds, clock ticking away. Coleman Kicks it out to Trevino, spots up a three. Hernandez trying to save the loose ball, 10 seconds, clock ticking away. Ball into Portillo's hand, back out to Zapata. Move to the hole, count it. And we've reached halftime.
Is that 12 minutes too?
We're about to find, it's got 10 minutes up there. So we're gonna step aside, take a quick break. West leads the East 43-37 from South Padre Island. You're watching Real Sports Live.
Show you how I can help.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
And he throws it down.
Rebounded by Esquivel, pushed up by Rodriguez. Rodriguez pushing it, swings it out to Avery Hinojosa. Hinojosa guarded by Tejerina. Nice. Gets the layup to go. Out to Rodriguez. Rodriguez swings it out to Zapata. Thought about the three.
Look inside.
Pass inside to Esquivel.
Nice.
This is, I've seen in my time, she had that MJ factor to her, really. I mean, I know it's a huge comparison, but she brought that A game, and she wrapped up her career, which was a brilliant career for Edinburgh High.
That was Ponce.
Molina with the ball. She reached the 1,000-point mark in her career this year for Coach Ladi Zarte and the Lady Sabercats. There's actually a couple 1,000-point players in this ball game. Molina driving down the baseline. Demarius Bermudez in Class 3A with Lyford. Perales, the only big school in there in 6A.
Nice.
Her and Andrea Molina, two players that have eclipsed that mark this year. Cervantes, deep shot, count it. 4 lead, Estrada driving. High off the glass, no good, rebounded by the East. Here comes Bermudez, swings it out to Cervantes. Thought about the three again, driving to the lane. Strong move from.
Here comes Kayla.
Cervantes picks up the loose ball. Stolen away, bucket good. She had an extremely good year for Weslaco. She's coming back too. She was, a junior this year?
She's a sophomore.
She's a sophomore. Get a load of that. 32 to the right hand. Ball picked away by Sydney Portillo. It's going to be an open layup for Hinojosa. She gets it to go. Behind the back move from Hinojosa, kicks it out. Shot off the mark. Second chance points, count it.
Saraí Jones out of Los Fresnos.
That ball swatted away. Welcome to the show, Julie Bryant. Bryant checks into the game. Pass inside to Hernandez. Passes it up, picked off by Estrada. Estrada driving, moves to the right. Off the glass, no good. Second chance bucket, count it.
I always tell Edinburgh.
Tejerina and Molina, those two went at it a couple of times this year.
Oh, deep three, and it's good.
So I think to your point there, they're going to give everybody the minutes and an opportunity.
Yeah.
That ball is stolen away by Hinojosa. Passed it up to Rodriguez. Nice 1-2 punch there. We'll talk about your Lady Mustangs in a little bit and the things you guys did.
Onset for three again.
She's starting to heat up. All of a sudden, kick out to Tejerina, spots up another three.
Tie ball game.
Daisha, how different is it, really?
I mean, these kids are used to the rims being right there and then like bleachers and walls. You got nothing in the background here. So it's just a depth perception that's a little different. You just got to get used to it, but once you do, you're
all of a sudden, the East trailed by 2 at Perales. Cervantes driving, finds somewhere to go with it to Bermudez. Back out to Perales, he's gonna drive.
Take it. Sophomore.
3 ball, shot no good. There's Coleman with a rebound, and 1.
Did you see how deep that 3 was though?
It was have ironed out when you got to district, but because of the shortened season, you guys didn't get to work on those things.
No, absolutely not. In the beginning, masks weren't mandatory, and then they became mandatory. For my program, I made it mandatory before they even told us to do that. So playing with a mask, Estrada for 3, playing with a mask was like when I was watching, you know, the Harlingen-Judson game. They weren't wearing a mask.
Cervantes for 2. That was one thing that I did notice throughout the postseason is that, you know, the Corpus schools, they did not wear them.
Again, Estrada for 3.
Estrada, you're starting to see these girls heat up from the floor. It took a quarter, but they're good. Jasmine Rodriguez spots up a 3, no good. Rebounded by Cervantes, and 1.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey!
Welcome back to Real Sports Live. Started the 3rd quarter, and away we go. The East trailing the West. Almost had that backdoor cut there. Tejerina.
Edinburgh girls are going on the run here. Tejerina and once again, the 3-point line.
Yeah, it's just a little confusion there, but nothing too devastating. Be sure to catch the full game highlights later today on Real Sports Live. We were just breezing through the first half highlights. So they're 12-minute quarters, but then we have a 10-minute halftime. So we are back and ready for the second half. Hinojosa, 3-pointer, good. So we apologize on the scoreboards.
3. Right back at you.
The East is in the blue, the West is in the red. So just apologies on that, but you get it. The East is down by 6 to the West. Oh, loose ball picked away by Andrea Molina. Molina pushing it back up. Kicks it out. Ponce. Ponce with the left hand. 3 ball on the way. Well off the
rebound
mark.
by Coleman.
Janea Coleman. Pass outside to Ponce.
With the drive.
Tejerina spots up a deep three.
Coleman with the rebound. See, that was really deep though. The officials came by during halftime and Mario Reyno said, "I'm only programmed for 8-minute quarters."
I think we all were. I did not know that it was going to be a 12-minute quarter. Molina from way downtown. But then again, these kids, it's, like in softball that we're in full swing there, and a lot of these coaches like in tournament plays, like what's their second, third game of the day, and it's like, so what? Like these kids in travel ball, they play 5, 6 games in one day, or they play 3 games in one day. They play 2 the next. I'm like, so what? Like they're good to go.
They're young.
They're young. They've done it before. No big deal. So when we cover tournaments like that, and people ask me, I say, no one should be tired. No one should. No, the excuse is not there for, well, they played 4 games. Good. They've done that all summer.
Yeah.
Same with these girls. They've played travel ball, and on top of that, they travel. That's a good matchup there. Sahadi Jones and Anea Coleman. Rebounded by Rodriguez. Strong pass inside to Jones. Loose ball picked up by Coleman. Here comes Coleman on the other end from left to right, chased by Rodriguez. Bounce pass to Esquivel. That one stolen away by Katie. Zapata with the ball. Backs down. Kicks it out.
Oh!
Jumper.
She
Swish.
stole that from her.
she did.
She said, "Oh no, I'm getting the ball."
Avery Hinojosa was waiting for the ball, and then Elijah Reyna says,
Rodriguez. Is it Rodriguez or Reyna?
Rodriguez, excuse me. Rodriguez says, "I'll take that."
She's like, "Oh, you want another one?" Another deep 3.
Eliza Rodriguez.
Not a whole lot of boxing out going on. Another 3. 2-point game. 3-point game.
We're starting to see these offenses pick things up just a little bit. Zapata swings it out to Hinojosa. Hinojosa stops. Too much on that one. Coleman picks up the air ball. Back comes Coleman, and she moves like a point guard, Coach.
She does push the ball up really well.
That's a scary thing. Jones out to Zapata. Layup, good. Back to a 3-point game. Here comes Tejerina. Tejerina stops, fires up a shot.
Oh!
Loose ball, fighting for it is Zapata. Hinojosa picks it up, slows down the pace. Pass inside to Eliza.
Got substitutions coming in for the east side.
Perales, Cervantes, Bermudez, Rodriguez, and Martinez all in the game. You have a mid-valley mixed with a lower valley there. Weslaco, San Perlita, Rio Hondo, Harlingen, Lyford. Martinez thought about the 3. Guarded closely by Ponce. Nice move to the hole, Martinez. Gets her own rebound. Ball picked up by Coleman. Back over to Ponce, and back come the West. They lead by 3. Now a new set of substitutions getting set to come in to our right. 7-11. Shot
nice
blocked.
block.
Anea Coleman.
Those are the nice ones where you give it to me. Scoop down for the 3. Oh, nice reverse. And her mask broke.
Uh-oh. I'm sure we have plenty extra.
Somewhere.
These days, you carry those with you.
Morales posting up. Double team.
Ponce, long court pass. Down the baseline, back out to Tejerina, shoots up a 3, no good. Molina with a loose ball. So it was quite the year for McCallum Memorial for your program, specifically the Lady Mustangs. You guys made some history this year.
Yes, we did. It was a historical year for us. Won our first bi-district game since 2008 there at McCallum Memorial, and then won our first area championship game ever in school history for the girls basketball program. Kind of unexpected, but it was just a great feeling. It was great for the kids.
And when you look back at the season, from where we started to where you ended, when the dust settled, you look back and say, man, you know, whatever thought we'd be here. One, because of the uncertainty whether we would have a season. We got the season, then just how long we would play, and then actually getting there.
Yeah, no. From the beginning, us being able to step on the court was exciting, and then it was day by day, you know, keeping our kids healthy, preventing them from, you know, trying to stay safe and not catch COVID and being quarantined. And then, you know, I kind of knew it was going to happen, and it did happen, because everybody in our district was in quarantine for exception to PH Memorial, Valley View, and us. And we played each other, and sure enough, we had to be quarantined, and we played 6 games in 8 days.
Wow.
But that's when things started turning for us. That's when we started gelling better and picking up the intensity and just playing well together. And it was fun, very memorable, especially for the seniors. You know, I really feel bad for these kids not to, you know, be able to be in school and be around their friends, not having a prom, not having homecoming, and, you know, all those things that you enjoy when you're in high school. This is all they have.
Right. Cervantes for 3. Fighting for the loose ball with Hernandez. And that's what I felt from the outside looking in at your program, was that you guys started clicking at the right time. And while you say, you know, it was unexpected, but was that the case? You guys just started to click on all cylinders at the right time?
And I mean, unexpected is, this is a team that people least thought we would, you know, do as well as we did. You know, nobody thought we were going to come out second in district. You know, we were like the underdogs. Yeah, we had some, you know, successful, you know, teams years prior, but, you know, it was kind of like a rebuilding year. You know, the only, our returners were very minimal, you know, that got a lot of playing time, that is. But yeah, I mean, we had fun. We had fun. At the end of the day, you know, I told my kids that I took a step back a little this year, and I knew that was the only time that they had to bond with their friends, and so we made it enjoyable.
Absolutely, and you know, congratulations to you all and what you all did. I know the Flower Bluff, they were a tough opponent. Mark had covered them quite well throughout the season. With the games that we covered up in the Coastal Bend, and you know, they were a tough squad, and you know, that was that week 2 of the freeze.
Yes, it was. They didn't even have a gym to practice in.
Flower Bluff.
Flower Bluff. They didn't have a gym to practice in. They didn't have any water. They didn't have electricity, and so it was postponed and postponed and postponed, and we finally like came to agreement that we play in Los Fresnos, and you know, I had seen a lot of film. But when they walked in, they were tall. There were some big girls on that team.
Cervantes trying to drive through the lane, guarded by Hernandez. Steps, kicks it out to Martinez. Kind of lost the handle on it, gets it to Perales. Hey, she's having herself a ball game. Back comes Estrada. With a right hand, moving to her left, stops, pops, deep 3 off the back of the rim, rebounded by Martinez. Shout out to her brother Gabriel Martinez, who's currently serving in the U.S. Marines. Last I understand, Gibby was stationed in California. He had an excellent career for the Rio Hondo Bobcats on the football team. Some more substitutions. Biturena in the game. Gonzalez, Rodriguez, Joey Bryant, Sidney Portillo. 55-51. West with the lead against the East in the RGV Best of the Best showcase. Ball picked up, driving to the lane, gets the friendly roll.
Did you see that speed running down the floor?
Yeah, too bad we don't have a gun to clock it. That's the next thing I do want to invest in. Now, the other day I was at the Bishop SGA game. They were asking me if I had a gun to clock how fast these pitchers were throwing. Another layup off the mark. Portillo with a rebound. Reina finally gets it. Eliza Rodriguez
She's right there.
ties it up. I know she also goes by Reina. That's probably why she has it on her back. Reina means queen, right?
Yeah.
A couple years ago, talking about Edinburgh High Bobcats, they had Reina del Castillo. Three-pointers good from the queen. Reina del Castillo, which essentially means queen of the castle. That's that's a cool name if you ask me. If you didn't, you don't get the translation there, but Estrada for three off the front of the rim, no good.
I mean, it's kind of cooler than Kevin Naro.
Just a little bit, right? No, way more cooler than that, I tell you what. Good from the senior Sidney Portillo.
And they have now taken the lead. They're up by 5.
We're seeing the intensity
Timeout.
start to pick up. There they are. 5-point lead on the other side of the break. You're watching Real Sports Live.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Hi, I'm Rolo Rodriguez and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation for building some of the finest agents in the industry. I help to manage that process from day one. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business, then I would like to show you how I can help.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live. Third quarter, 2:38. Check that, 2:34. Left on our watch in the third period. I haven't been in this convention center in years. My sister was in 5th grade. She had a dance recital here. And that was 15 years ago, maybe. So it's been a while since I've been out to the convention center.
I've been here tournament. My son plays in tournaments.
So you've already seen this setting before with the basketball deal?
Well, last time they had kind of like razor, risers. Are the risers right? You
Right,
put your
yeah.
seats up.
Okay.
The last time I came.
Pre-COVID, right?
Yeah, pre-COVID. Yeah.
And fans are allowed here, and everything's, of course, socially distanced. There are fans behind us and in front of us. And obviously they're in pods of 2, 3, 4, all socially distanced. And then the floor seats, we got floor seats across the way there. I know Marco Hinojosa was hanging out there. He's going to be joining us later on the broadcast for the boys game. Rodriguez, 3-ball, no good. Bryant lost the handle. Coleman and Bryant, they definitely put on a show in that third round game. Coleman, a freshman, Bryant, a sophomore. And you talk about two girls with extremely bright futures, and they're going to be going toe-to-toe.
Now, Bryant plays volleyball too, correct?
She does. And
Yeah, because when we played Harlingen, she, I guess, just got out of volleyball.
Right.
And didn't play a whole lot. I didn't get to see her play when we played against them. I was still missing my volleyball player, which was my point guard.
To your point guard. Yeah, that's where it's like, okay, we're going to get the reinforcements. But then in reality,
They pushed back, and then they pushed back volleyball, so we didn't really get reinforcements till December.
Well, see, so that was an extra wrench
Thrown in basketball.
because one, a part of the equation is how long the playoff run is, and then two, the kids got to get their basketball legs under them. Which how long does that take? Or does it depend on the kid?
I would say about 2-3 weeks.
So you're looking at 5 weeks, a month.
Yeah.
Because say they go on a two rounds, maybe 3 rounds.
Well, you know, McAllen Memorial's volleyball program's always powerhouse.
Right. So you're talking three weeks, guaranteed at least.
Steal.
Viturreina with the ball. Portillo, nice move with a hole by Sidney Portillo. And now the East leads by 8. Coleman, deep 3. Hernandez gets the loose board. Picked up by Julie Bryant, a little over a minute to go here in the third.
Okay, so you take Coleman, for instance. In San Antonio, she would probably be a guard.
Did you see that?
I kind of did.
And one. You're looking at me, but you were making a point.
I was making a point that in San Antonio, Coleman would be a guard. So for you to, she sat there and shot at 3. But what, I guess the challenging part is because in the Valley, somebody that tall, they're automatically a post player.
Here, yes.
Like I said, you move her to San Antonio, and she becomes a guard.
She's special, and Fagan, her buddy, a freshman. Like I said, Maddie Martinez, freshman. Garanco, freshman. Deep 3.
Fagan's dad played ball with me. Well, he was at Pan Am when I was at Pan Am playing.
Estrada guarded by Portillo. Inside to Hernandez, guarded by Bryant. Let's go back and look at that and one that Portillo made.
Show me. That's why you gave me the facial reaction.
Okay, so just for the record, Coach was looking at me making a point on Coleman. And I was kind of like, that emoji with the eyes. That's kind of what I was looking at, Coach. Like, did you see that?
Did you see that?
We've seen a lot of good plays from these kids. 65-58. Hernandez, too, folks. She is just a junior. And 1,000 points already for the Lady Bears in 31-6A. Jerry Martinez, a part of the 1,000-point club. He's a sophomore for Los Fresnos. He'll be patrolling this court here later today. The second game at 5. Loose ball picked up by Portillo. Rodriguez spots up a deep 3 at the buzzer. Oh,
12 more minutes.
Almost got that one to go. So we head to the 4th and final quarter. 65-59, East with the lead. You're watching Real Sports Live.
See you later, touchdown.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Away we go, start of the 4th and final quarter. Andrea Molina, deep 3 off the front of the rim, rebounded by Rodriguez. Cervantes pushing it on the other end.
So who you got, the East or the West, Kevin? Who do you think is going to win at the end of the 4th quarter?
3 balls good. Whoever goes on the last run. And right now, looks like the West is going to go on a run, so then the East could finish with the last run. Coleman somehow, some way.
You're going to put it back up.
Almost got that one to go.
It's not easy to score against Perales, I'll tell you that. The guard, see, I'm telling you, she needs to be guard.
Well,
shout out to all the high school coaches here today. We got Rebecca Valdez from Los Fresnos, Aaron Whitelaw from Southwest, Griselda Fino from Westaco High School, Abel Moreno from San Benito, Ashley Monsivaya from Harlingen. Who else do you see in here?
Well, Marco Hinojosa.
I'm talking about girls coaches, man.
Girls coaches. We're talking about the girls
this
game.
This is the girls' time.
Oh, Marco Munguia is here from San Perlito.
Is there real Hondo coaches here?
Coach Vic Salcedo. I don't know if he's here.
These guys? No?
Nope. That's not Vic.
So yeah, it's always great, you know, for our kids to get honored to play in a showcase, and for us to come support them. I know that they really enjoy having their coaches here. Money. All right, so 10 minutes, down by 8.
70-62, Andrea Molina drilled that 3. Martinez, nice pass inside. This is crunch time here. And in crunch time, who's at the free throw line thrives, and that's Daisha Tejerina. You know, Coach, the turning point in that Edinburgh High Harlingen game was when Tejerina went down with that cramp.
Yep.
She went down with a cramp, you know, and she was an absolute X factor in that ball game.
How when she went down, how long was she out? I mean, I like I said, I was watching her from my phone.
She came in at about under the last 2 minutes, from what I remember, and she went out, or maybe about the 5-minute mark, more or less. It was in the fourth quarter, and she was taking over. She had hit back-to-back threes, and you saw that killer instinct that very few players have. And she had it. She's had it her whole career, but she she upped it up a notch that night.
Big-time players show up for big-time games.
And that was Tejerina right there, and Coleman's another future star there for JD Salinas. Gets it out to her teammate Tejerina. Shot off the mark, picked up by Cervantes.
I hope somebody picks up Deja Tejerina here soon.
I hope so, and I'll chat with Coach JD Salinas and see, you know, what the scoop is with her. And you know, she's a kid who, you know, extremely polite, very humble off the court. It's a high-scoring game, huh?
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, there's 12-minute quarters.
Right. And considering, you know, the start to this game was slow.
Ooh, and one. Perales said, and one.
Give me that.
I don't think anybody's keeping track of how many points anybody has, but I want to say that she has well over at least 12 points, correct?
At least. There's that last play there, the and one. Her and Coleman.
Did you see the excitement after that?
Absolutely. Doesn't that fire you up to see a sophomore and a freshman?
God.
Good luck. You're like, I'm in 5A.
I'm in 5A now.
You're like, I'm in 5A.
Hopefully we stay 5A.
Good luck 6A and everyone else. She's special. Sahadi Jones, another big for a big right there. She's a junior.
You're saying Perales is special. I don't know if you know this, but Perales' sister actually played for Coach Fino back in the day. She's the baby of the Peraleses.
Three-pointer rattles in and out of the rim. Here comes Tejerina for 3. Bang!
You see that? Call it before it even went in.
You got that basketball IQ.
I got my money on the West.
77-69.
Oh, Tita.
There's Tejerina again. Here she comes.
Oh.
All picked away. 77-69.
What do you say, Kevin? Whataburger? You get the blue, I get the red?
Sure. We'll put it on the RSL tab. I'm just kidding.
Did you hear that, Joe?
Bucket's good.
Estrada checking in for Estrada.
Yeah, I think Perales is making a good case if the East wins this game for an MVP award or player of the game for sure on our end.
For sure.
Tejerina making a case for the West. Rebounded by Bryant. Portillo. 4:20 on our watch. Boys slated to start at 5. We may start a tick later than that, but either way, we'll be back live.
I think they'll start on time. They just have to clear out the gym and the fans, but fans do like to take photos.
So how's the off season for you guys, and what are the plans? And I know these days, you know, we're seeing restrictions loosen up just a little bit.
Well, I mean, we need to get back in the weight room. That's the #1 key for us, and so hopefully in the summer we'll do strength and conditioning and be able to do skill work like we normally do. So hopefully we'll get after that. And then another key factor for us is our kids playing together in the summer. Rebound. Oh, did you see her flying in?
Sahadi Jones flying in out of nowhere.
Dang.
She
fell off the court.
That was Coleman and Jones. Those two went toe-to-toe in the bi-district round. You know, so we're going to see you guys, you know, not only you, but programs throughout the Valley. You know, they're going to be able to pick things up in the off-season program. And, you know, the same thing happened. I mean, it was glaring in football where we just saw teams getting off to such slow starts, and coaches that love spring ball, Coach Littleton, for you guys at Memorial, he's a spring ball guy.
Yeah.
To not have that, and one, are they going to count it?
He went from a foul to an offensive foul. Oh my God, Sergio. I'm going to tell him, oh my God, Sergio, what was that?
He was looking at you too.
He was just...
He was looking at you too. So.
Did somebody change his call?
Well, what'd you see? What'd you see?
Did he change his call?
I think he did.
Okay, thank God he changed that call, because that was a great move to the basket. Just powered in there. Basket's good. Powered in there. That girl just, you know.
Hey, there's the power of the instant replay.
I would just get out of the way.
Jones misses the 3.
I want my red team to win.
No, you just want a number 5.
No, just, that's what you like?
I'm a number 5 guy. 3 ball from Biturena, swoosh.
We need to stop leaving open shooters out there. We were creeping back up, Kevin. Still time. Oh,
3
deep.
ball.
Short.
Sahadi Jones with the rebound. Under 7 minutes to go. Julie Bryant driving to the lane, guarded by Coleman. Portillo, bounce pass inside, picked away.
Get rid of it.
Tejerina.
There you go.
Lost the handle on it. Layup no good. Portillo back on the other end. 81-72. East with the lead. Long court pass. Biturena for 3 off the back of the rim. Tejerina comes back up, guarded by Portillo. Nice move to the lane. Deisha Tejerina.
Have you caught any basketball games? NCAA March Madness?
No, I have not.
I stayed up late watching the Texas game last night.
I do know they lost.
Yes.
Not a Texas fan at all.
Oh, I'm not either. I'm a basketball fan.
There you go.
Look down. There you go.
I just enjoyed seeing
5-point game, Kevin.
5-point game. Here we go. I enjoyed seeing that Texas did lose, though. It's like good. High off the glass. Loose ball picked up by Biturena.
Abilene Christian University. That's who they lost to.
The brain is in spring mode, which is softball mode. We got a couple big ones coming up. 32-6A has been ridiculous.
Yeah?
It's been crazy. As right now we got a timeout. Weslaco in that district.
Harlingen, San Benito, how's Harlingen South?
Harlingen South. Okay, so the scenario as we head into tomorrow.
What's the rankings there?
We're looking at Harlingen 4-1, South 4-1, Los Fresnos 4-1.
Wow.
Weslaco 3-2, San Benito 2-3, and then you have Hanna and Hanna with 1 win, Rivera with 2 wins, Donna North with no wins. But the top of that district is ridiculous.
Powerhouses.
Extremely, and for Los Fresnos to go to Weslaco on Friday and win 3-1 was like, whoa,
crazy.
And then Los Fresnos beating San Benito, kapow, and then
I don't know if you knew this, but when I was a kid, baseball was my thing, and then when I got to high school, I had to play softball.
Yes, you told me that. Yeah.
I was a better softball player than I was a basketball player.
And where'd you go to high school?
Mac High.
McAllen High.
But we need to sub her out, because then I might lose my bet.
I don't think the GOAT would appreciate that. She's cheering her kid on right now. Yeah, that district is ultra competitive, and it's so much fun to watch.
But isn't that like in all sports? Well, basketball.
32-6A?
Yeah.
Yes, it's the meat grinder in football a couple of years ago when East and Weslaco was in it. Good grief.
Yeah.
You know, in basketball a couple of years ago, prior to the realignment, when Fino still had Brie Peña and those girls, I mean, that district was loaded. Perales, speaking of the Lady Panthers,
taking over.
Perales is taking over this ball game and making a strong case for our player of the game.
There you go for the run. Who's going to make the run? Whoever makes the run, Kevin, you called it.
Still plenty of time, though. So the West right now can still settle in and find their groove. They got hot. Estrada got hot from beyond the arc, so did Ponce. Ponce driving, airballed it, rebounded by Zapata. The shocking thing is that San Benito is 2-3 in district. No one saw that coming. Only to speak of the depth of the district and just how good it is.
Perales again.
He's going to be going to the free throw line. It's an 11-point East lead.
Solid post player, probably one of the best in the Valley, my opinion.
And again, she's just a sophomore.
I know.
Oh, so her and Julie Bryant both in that sophomore class. They're going to be going toe-to-toe twice a year. And then hopefully we can get tournaments back.
I think we will.
I believe so. And when we do, we'll have the Chick-fil-A Classic. I always love covering that tournament.
Chick-fil-A, McAllen will have the Border Bash.
Border Bash. I missed the Veil this year.
The La Feria?
Yeah.
The food and the hospitality?
Food, the hospitality.
That's been like that for years, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That one, and even the Wiseman, and even San Perlita when they host their own tournament. Everything's homemade.
Mm-hmm.
So those are fun times, and that's the one thing I do miss about the tournaments was the camaraderie you have with the coaches and between games, and you get to pick each other's brains. Hinojosa spots up a deep three.
We need to box out Red.
Zapata tries a 3-ball. Count it! Rosa Zapata from downtown. 12-point game.
So number 5, how much does the number 5 cost, Kevin?
I say about $8.
Oh, man. I'll just get you a gift card.
Looking at the girls' basketball season as a whole from the RGV, we had Pioneer reach uncharted waters. They had won their first, like you guys, their first area title. They went to the Sweet 16.
Regional quarterfinal title.
Mm-hmm. All firsts for that program.
Mm-hmm.
You saw Edinburgh and Harlingen duke it out, and we were guaranteed a team in the Sweet 16 in Class 6A. You all broke a barrier. What looking at...
Ooh, nice behind the back pass.
The hitting that kicks it out.
Estrada for 3.
Count it. Not going away quietly is the West. Overall, I thought it was a very good season for
girls
basketball.
I agree.
Hinojosa swings it out to Zapata. Zapata, who's also she's a soccer player as well.
Really?
Her team, they just won District Harlingen. So.
Now, I'm curious. Did she play soccer games during basketball or just after basketball?
I did see that she did go from one basketball game to the soccer game the same night one time.
Nice. I have a kid like that too.
So I was like, whoa. And I congratulated her at a Thursday's practice. I was like, hey, you won district in basketball, and then you won district in soccer. And they ran the table in 32-6A. It's not an easy thing to do in girls soccer.
Los Fresnos used to be a powerhouse in girls soccer.
They always are in Harlingen South. So Rosa has been extremely busy. And it's also track season. I know Natalie Martinez is also big in track over in Rio Hondo. I believe Demarius as well in 3A.
Do you guys get to cover a lot of track meets? Or?
We covered the Cats Relays a couple weeks ago in Edinburgh. And I know Mercedes has a district track meet coming up that we plan on covering. So it's another thing that we're working on. One of many things. Katie Esquivel. I was all for getting 100 one way or another.
You never know, maybe.
Coleman.
Well, before the time winds down and out and we're over, I want to thank you for inviting me. I enjoyed this.
Sure, absolutely. I'm glad you joined us. And I told Joe, I said we'll do this showcase game, and I'll find a coach or two to come on and chat hoops with us. It's always a good talk. We always enjoy having you guys. We had Brian Molina on last year with the Los Fresnos game. And again, Marco Hinojosa is going to be joining us for the boys game, so stay tuned for that. Under 2 minutes to go, Hinojosa.
They might get to 100, Kevin.
That'd be pretty cool. Coach Sammy Lucio to our left, Coach of Brownsville St. Joe. They had a good year. They went to the Elite Eight in taps. Wide open is Hinojosa.
Oh.
She's laughing at herself on that one. She just missed it. Tejerina for 3 off the front of the rim. Final minute. Estrada with the ball. Hernandez picks it up. Quickly gets it. Somehow got it to go.
I don't know if they're giving an MVP out, but I do know that they are, I guess, giving the girls medals. But if they gave an MVP, who would your MVP be?
It would be Perales.
I agree.
From the East. And I think she is going to be our player of the game as far as RSL goes. But if they are giving out an MVP and if they ask for our vote, it will be to Perales. She has played lights out.
Seconds. They still want to score.
Why not, right?
Oh, look at her.
Quick pass to Esquivel. Got it to go. A little bit of a cherry on top right there in this ball game. Final score, the East takes it 96-81 in the RGV Best of the Best Showcase. We are wrapping up our coverage here, and we'll see if they do indeed go with an MVP.
I think they're just giving them like medals. Participation.
Well, we give out a player of the game, so it's gonna be Perales for us. She's gonna be our player of the game. We're gonna see some, of course, some good sportsmanship right here. It's good to see this, right? Again, a year later in COVID, we're almost home through it all. And to see this, the good sportsmanship, and to see these kids being able to congratulate each other. Any final thoughts, Coach?
No, other than I think it's I don't know his first name. Pinkerton.
Brian Pinkerton.
Brian Pinkerton. You know, I think he had a lot to do with putting on this together, and just want to thank him for doing this for the kids and showcasing them. It's something special for them and memorable.
So the East and the West on the court. So yeah, it's good to see this. You know, it's a big relief to play football, play track, basketball, soccer, and then to see these showcases, and then of course future All-Star games that are going to be coming up here in the near future. You know, Coach, we made it through together. I know you and I kept in touch through the early stages of the pandemic. You know, we were all hunkered down, and, you know, just the levels of uncertainty. And, you know, it was March 13th was a year ago when I had my last broadcast of the UIL season. We're March 21st, 2021, you know, and I think we're all just blessed to be able to have a season and have this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Blessed is the word.
So
to be alive and to be healthy.
Absolutely, absolutely, and thank you to all the frontline workers. You know, a year into this, you know, we're almost home, and for these kids to be able to come out and play the game they love, for you to go out there and coach and do the things you love. So thank you to you and everything you do for girls basketball in general in the RGV. I know you have a good hand in that, so thank you for that. Final score, 96-81. The East wins this one. We're wrapping up. Coach Marco Hinojosa is going to be joining us up next. 5 o'clock tip-off for the boys. On behalf of myself, Kevin Arrow, Joe Bowling, saying so long and for now.